All right, for all of you TLDR technicians out there that can't watch a 26-minute video, here's a 5-minute video on everything you need to know to treat your teller, right? So first off is power on and power off. The way that you power on the machine is that you make sure that the rocker switch is in the up position. You press and hold the round button until you see the teller lights stop flashing and go solid, and then you can release, and the TCR will boot itself up. The shutting down is the opposite of that. You're gonna press and hold the round button until you see a screen menu. It takes about 4 seconds, and that screen menu will give you some options like shut down, restart, and close. You can pick restart or shut down, but don't pick close. Like, that'll make it so that the only way to get out is to power fail the machine. The next part of this is really just an explanation of how to clear a jam. You need the key to open the vault door. Anything that's green is safe to touch. We push down this lever here that exposes the top. All the instructions for opening up the top of this are printed right here, as well as the close instructions. So each of these pieces has a latch and a handle. Here's the latch, here's the handle. Here's the latch, here's the latch, here's the handle, here's the handle, right? This exposes the upper, the middle, and the lower bill path. So when you're looking for a note, the screen will tell you approximately where to look, and you just need to start opening hatches until you find where it is that the note is. Closing this is just the opposite of opening. You do want to be careful when you're closing the BB. You don't want to slam that down, but you do want to make sure it's firmly closed. So closing this is the opposite. You'll just take pressure off the kickstand, close the divert or reject, ride these two kickstands all the way down, and push the machine in. From the conversation of the upper and how to clear jams, you'll flow straight into the vault area. You'll have to open the vault. That involves rotating the lock clockwise and just opening the handle. They, at Truist, do a thing called a bi-weekly cash count, and that does require them to open the vault, expose only the first cassette, which they call the collection cassette. Normally that would be in here. Right, they would remove the collection cassette. They'll have to use a key to open this cassette. And they would manually remove the cache, only for the collection cassette. This is the only one that they would do that on. And they would, after removing the cache, they would close it, they would set this back in. Every time you set back in, the handle closes to the rear. They would close this back up, and they would go into Enterprise Teller and tell it how much they took out of the collection cassette. To expose the rest of this, you need the keys again. So this is the tray. Each of these machines comes with 3 sets of keys. This is the lower vault area. It's important to know that there is no bill path in the vault at all, that all the bill path is here in the machine. So we've already shown you how you open a cassette and how you take money out. There's no reason that a teller would do that. That's the last thing that they want to do. You certainly can run this TCR without a cassette in it. So if you've got a failed ones cassette, take it out, put it in a vault, keep using the machine. You can't dispense ones, but you can accept them. Money will flow into the collection cassette in the event that your cassette is either full or that it's not existent. You close that up the same way, push it back in until you hear it click, close the vault. It's important that you push in on the handle before you rotate up. It's also important that it's all the way in the up position. If you try to turn the lock back, it won't go, so we have to hold this in the up position and turn the lock closed. The last part of this is the user display, and in the user display you'll see a couple things here. You see that the ones cassette is manipulated, and that means it's got an exclamation point, it's got a red bar showing the cassettes or the quantity of notes that are in there. It's just a status, it's not an error. The machine runs just fine, but it means I can't be sure of the balance until you've done a bi-weekly cash count. You'll also see an E down here for the reject bin. That means that it's empty. And there's one other symbol that you could see, which would be an X, a black X in a white box, which just means the cassette is not in the TCR. There is a section in here that's tutorials under how to. You can look at any of these tutorials, and it will tell you how to open any of these things that we talked about, right? How to get to a cassette tray, how to get to the bill validator, or the divert bin in this case is the one I selected. So these videos are here and can be accessed at any time, even when there's an error or jam on the machine. All right, that is it.